All right, guys, Mike McFadden with another episode of Let's Go Fishing TV. Spoiler, it is tuna day. I'll tell you, there are some days that you go out not expecting to catch something, and it just happens. And this was one of those days. It is not tuna season, middle of the dog days of summer. Thought we were gonna go out bottom fishing, and it turned into a different experience altogether. So it was a really great trip. I got to go out with basically my fishing mentor, Andy Kreeger, Captain Andy Kreeger, one of the guys that basically got my feet wet, so to speak, here in Florida fishing, and taught me basically everything I know about saltwater fishing. So it was great to get back out on the water with him. Also a new friend of mine, Jay, the boat owner. We're on a pretty humble 20-foot sea hunt out there with no T-top and no shade. So you want to talk going back to basics, pretty sweet stuff. You want to talk about even more basics, we got onto the boat, went out that morning, our GPS was not working. Okay, so we had our numbers of where we wanted to go to bottom fish. Could not do that. We also had the stereo breakdown. So it's, you know, some of these things that you're having to deal with fishing and to just keep going. We weren't gonna turn around. Luckily, my friend and I brought his handheld old school GPS. Thing has to be like 20 years old that still has all of our old fishing spots in it. I brought my Bluetooth speaker, so we made the best of the day. Headed out of Sebastian Inlet, went to some of our old stomping grounds in 90 feet of water. Out of Sebastian Inlet, the bottom structures are as such. You have a nice ridge at 70, 90, 120, and 180. And those are basically the depths that you can find different species in depending on what you're gonna do. So we were in 90 feet of water, doing some bottom fishing, had a couple flat lines out for kingfish, is what we were expecting. Flatline is the line where we keep a bait up on the top of the water. We're bottom fishing, so that means we're dropping baits to the bottom, but we also are fishing at flatline, which is just basically a very light bait, dead bait, lollying on the top of the water while we're bottom fishing. So we have the chum bag out, we're bottom fishing, and we have our flat lines out. We're starting to get kingfish bites, and a king mackerel is a very toothy critter. Razor sharp teeth, so you have to have metal leader for it. We're starting to get those bites, and they're just, you don't even see them take the rods. The rods don't even bend. Kingfish will come and clip it, and you won't even know what will happen. So that was starting to happen to us. We knew we were in the right spot for kingfish. But then all of a sudden, Andy gets hooked up.
Getting really heavy.
He fights his fish, and as he's fighting it, he utters the words, "I don't think this is a kingfish."
Not fighting like a king now. I don't think this is a king. I really don't know what it is.
And then it starts to take on traits of a tuna fight. When you get experienced at catching these fish, you kind of start to realize what kind of fish you have on by the way that they fight, by the way that they act, by the place that they swim in the water column. Fish like cobia and tuna will immediately come up to the surface. Sailfish, they're gonna run out to the surface. Grouper, snapper are gonna wanna take you down to the bottom, down and dirty. And kingfish are just gonna wanna smoke a lot of line and then come right back at you. Smoke a lot of line, come back at it.
He's gonna make you earn him, whatever that is. Could it be a shark at this point?
So as this fight wore on, we're realizing this is more and more likely a blackfin tuna. And when you talk about tasty fish, a lot of people, their idea of tuna is tuna in a can, right? And when I moved to Florida at a very young age, when I was offered tuna, I'm like, what, like tuna fish? Like, are we gonna get the can opener out? And they're like, no, bro, you are in for a treat. Sushi has caught on in the past couple decades. Spicy tuna rolls, things like that. That is the tuna that we're out here catching. One of the tastiest fish in the ocean. So what a surprise at the end of the line. Kingfish that we usually smoke up and makes great dip. We went from thinking it's that to one of the most sought after eating fish in the ocean. You want to talk about elation. The minute you see that gold stripe down the side of the blackfin tuna, the adrenaline gets going. I want to talk about a couple challenges with this tuna, and again, we're on a little more humble of a rig, small net, and we're talking a little bit earlier in the day, are we gonna gaff this fish? If you guys don't know what a gaff is, it's a big metal hook that when the fish comes by the boat on the hook and line, you actually get it with the big metal hook and then pull it on board. So with this tuna, we're talking about, hey, we're gonna put it in the net. No gaffing it, because gaffing is a skill all of its own. It's something that you can mess up right by the boat and lose the fish right by the boat. So it takes a little bit of skill. So with Jay on the boat and this humble boat that we were out on, like, just get it in the net. We're gonna put anything good in the net. This frame of mind continues with this 20-pound tuna that we thought was gonna fit in the net. We put the net down there. It is not gonna fit in the net. It's making all kinds of ducks and dives under the boat. You'll see Jay just absolutely whiff with the net on the first try.
Wow, boy. Don't pull it out early. Just let it go right in there. Let it go.
No. Let it go. Good job. These fish are very smart. They know how to get off the hook at the last second by wrapping around an engine, getting into the anchor line. This one was no different.
Got the tow bag. Grab the tail. Grab the tail. Grab the tail. Grab the
Get in the boat, mother. Let's go!
Yeah.
Yo, sushi in the boat.
Hey, baby. I was like, I'm grabbing leader now.
Yo, let's go.
Dude.
Yeah. What a giant. Oh my God. There's a little bit of cussing going on right there. But again, when you get in the situation and you're expecting kingfish, you're expecting a hard day of bottom fishing without your bottom finder and GPS, and you are able to boat 2 of the best fish in the ocean, makes for a great day. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Let's Go Fishing TV. We're gonna be enjoying some sashimi and sushi rolls tonight. Thanks for subscribing. Hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on those notifications to get my newest videos right to you.